Hey guys, it's Lisa and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be making over a few items and we're going to start with this mirror, and this is the transfer that we're going to be using on this. We're not going to use the whole transfer. This is a redesign and you guys know I'm terrible at these French names, so I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. But we're not going to be using this whole transfer. We're just going to use parts of it. And that was a beautiful transfer as a whole on a piece of furniture. But I just really don't do large pieces of furniture with transfers because I feel like it limits them so much. So I'm just going to be cutting this one up and using it on more than one project. My plan here was to leave this the stain that was on it until I got this transfer on, and I decided I didn't like how it looked. So once I put this transfer on, and then I'm going to be painting this also, because I felt like this black transfer just didn't look good at all with this mirror. So I will be painting this mirror black. And once I got this first part of the stencil on, then I just kind of picked another part of that same stencil and added it to the bottom. This particular mirror had a little bit of damage. It didn't have the really aged look like I like with mirrors, but it had some film on it where it was starting to age, so it wasn't good to be used as a mirror anyway, so that's why I decided to add this transfer to it. So like I said, once I get this transfer on, then I'm just going to paint this the color Caviar. And Caviar is a Dixie Belle color. It's just kind of a dull black, but I just give this one coat of the color Caviar, and once I let that dry well, then I'm going to be adding a white wax over the top of this. Now, don't bother taping anything off because, one, I have that transfer on and it would be hard, maybe impossible to tape it off, but also it just wipes off really easily from glass. So once I do my white wax, then I just take a razor blade and just kind of scrape what I get on the mirror and then kind of wipe that off. And it was very easy to clean up without taping it off. But I like that subtle look that the white wax has on this. There's not a whole lot of detail here, so you're not going to get a whole lot of white on here, but it's just enough to kind of give this black some dimension. And then that's all I have to do to this mirror, and that and a little cleanup when I'm finished, and it will be ready to sell. And I really loved how this one turned out. I think this mirror is a good size, but it turned out really good, I think, with all that transfer on it. And because of these neutral colors, it can be used in a number of vignettes. So I'm going to use this kind of as a backdrop for a vignette that I'm going to create in this video. And then for my next item, it's this old mailbox. And this, I don't know if you can tell here, but it's a good, heavy, solid old mailbox. And but it needs a little love. So my first plan here was to base coat this black so that I would have a distress color and maybe put some stamps on here over white. But I changed my mind and decided to paint this in the color Buttercream, which is just kind of a creamy white. But I'm not going to do any distressing down to this black. So I could have done without this coat of black, but I'm sure that happens with you guys. You just kind of change your mind in the middle of it. But I put 2 coats of this Buttercream on this mailbox. And I paint down inside also anywhere that you can see, because I am going to be putting an arrangement in this. I'm going to use it for my own front door. And I'm going to be putting an arrangement in it, so I just have to kind of paint where you could see. Obviously, this lid will be partially open, and so you'll be able to see the insides. But once I get this, 2 coats of this, and I let that dry, now I'm applying a brown glaze to this. And this is a Dixie Belle glaze, and I really love how this glaze works in aging an item. So, and because I have some texture in this old box, then it's picking up on that glaze down into the white, but also in any detailed areas. And now I'm taking some floral foam and just kind of gluing that to the bottom of this. And so I filled the box up with the floral foam, and now I'm going to make an arrangement. So all of these flowers are ones that I have purchased at Walmart. And I leave with these daisies just enough of the greenery to kind of make them look a little more realistic, but I don't like all that greenery. And I'm going to be adding some lamb's ear in this, so I leave a lot of that greenery off. So I just keep kind of adding blooms here until I get the look that I want. And then, like I said, I'll just be filling in with the lamb's ear. I just really love the soft look of the lamb's ear. I love the color and the texture that it brings to an arrangement. I wanted to keep this color neutral here on this box because I want to just be able to kind of change out these flowers with the different seasons. And I'll probably leave the lamb's ear in, but just kind of change out the flowers. And I recently purchased the typesetting stamp from IOD, and I'm really enjoying that stamp set. So I'm going to put my house number here on the front because, like I said, this will be on my front door. I thought about my last name and decided that I would rather have my house number here. Now, I don't have a porch, but my door will be very protected, so this is going to last really well. And I just really like the crisp lines that you get on this typesetting stamp. And I know a lot of you are probably leery of paying as much as this stamp is. I think I had to pay over $40. But I'm telling you, it is very worth it. And I'm not sponsored by anyone, but these numbers and letters they just show up so well, and I just was really happy with them. I don't regret getting these at all. And they have both uppercase and lowercase letters, so they're very versatile. And you'll see me using them on many projects in the future, I'm sure. Now, if I were stamping this on a larger area with more numbers, then obviously I would have to line this up a little different. But right now I'm just kind of playing with it. And like I said, this is only I think maybe my second time using these. So I just kind of worked with them until I got them the way I wanted them. And I thought they lined up pretty well. And I was really happy with how this little arrangement turned out. And like I said, it's so versatile for me because even though this is heavy and I have to mount it on the door with a couple of heavy screws, and my front door is metal, so I had to drill that. But I'll have it there, and like I said, it'll be easy just to kind of change out for all the different holidays and seasons. And I thought this color really worked well. And now for the next item, I'm probably going to have some people upset with me for painting this because it's silver plate, and trust me, it isn't real. It is very good quality, and I can tell that, but it has almost like an opalescent look over the silver. And then as you can see here, this tray was really damaged. So I'm not messing up anything that is of value here. And I know it's beautiful just the way it is, but it's not going to fit into my decor. And I'm going to be taking this home also. So I'm going to paint this set with the color Buttercream. Now I do take it outside and spray it with a clear coat because I want to make sure that it sticks really well. And like I said, I agree that this is very beautiful the way it is, but it isn't going to work in my decor. And so I give it a couple of coats of the color Buttercream. And because I'm painting this for myself, and I've done this before, I just really like silver plate. And because I like it so much, and I decorate with a few pieces in my home if they have the look that I want. But like I said, because I like silver plate so much, I like to leave the bottom of these in the silver plate. I just kind of clean up that bottom and leave it the way it is because that's just kind of a reminder that it's silver. But it just wasn't going to work out for the color. And like I said, I didn't really like that shiny look on the outside. I don't even know what that is. It kind of puts me in the mind of carnival glass. So while this shape really, really works for me because I think it's just so pretty, that color just didn't work. So I give this 2 coats of the color Buttercream, and once that dries, then I'm going to be using that same brown glaze over this that I used on the mailbox. And what that will do here is just really, really make this look aged. And I'm not going to let this dry for a very long time. So it's going to take just a little bit of that paint off. Just in places, you'll see just a little bit of that darker look kind of peek through. And it really does age this. I did an urn like this to try to make it look like an old metal urn, and it really worked. I did that in one of my previous videos, and so I wanted that same look for this. And then that glaze just kind of grabs all that pretty detail and really, really makes it pop. So I use that glaze on all these pieces, and then that will also seal this chalk paint, so I won't have to do any kind of a top coat on this. So I just keep adding this glaze until I get the look that I want. And I'm rubbing extra hard on this because I do want to bring some of that paint off. And I just really like how this set turned out. And I think all that detail just really popped with that glaze. And I just really like this vignette also. I think these neutral colors, this is just me here. But I'm kind of experimenting with some ways to do my videos so that I get the most out of them. And I usually start with one item and finish it and then move on to the next and so on. But I'm thinking that I may just kind of start different projects and then move on to a different step in the different projects so that I'm not just doing one item at a time. I mean, I would appreciate your opinion if you have an opinion on that. But I thought I might try a video or two that way and see how that turns out because, like I said, I'm just still experimenting and learning about how to do this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless you and your family.